What about others? Still celebrating, huh? Huh? Oh, no, 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 it's not like that. 95% enroll. Maybe tickets are not booked. Vacation. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. I hope had a great celebrations in festival time, everyone. Ah, but whoever there in hostel, no food, right? 3 days. Then how you managed? Biryani, yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Azure. Azure Cloud. So, guys, what we can plan this Azure, we can compare AWS and learn. So that we can easily remember. So definitely AWS and Azure compared to AWS, Azure, the background coming to the networking area. Just wait. Yes, I'm audible. Can anyone please confirm? Yeah, good, good, Imran. Thanks. My voice is clear. Thanks. So AWS, we are having a more granularity. That means more control. But Azure background, most of the services integrated already. For example, in AWS, if you want to create a public server, the process is what? Internet gateway creation, attachment, route table creation, routings. So more control. But come to Azure, you no need to create an internet gateway. No need to create any route table. No need to attach any route, edit route, subnet association. Directly two concepts. Public private. Public means enable public IP or disable public IP. But AWS, we can create private server inside the public subnet also. Even if you launch a EC2 instance inside the public subnet in AWS, if you disable public IP, the server acts as a private only, but still server running in public subnet. Then why? What is the necessity to create a public subnet? Simply I can disable public IP. I can consider this server as a private server. I can enable public IP. Simply I can consider this server as a public server. Same strategy following Azure also. You no need to do anything. Create a server, enable a public IP, the server acts as a public server. That's it. If you disable public IP, server acts as a private server. That's it. Only the two concepts. No need to create the background, any route tables, internet gateways, routings, etc., etc., etc. in Azure. Anyway, so Azure officially launched the services 2010. Microsoft. So this is Wikipedia. Now you can see here Azure story here, platform as a service. So 2010 officially launched. Actually 2008 they have faced some challenges uh, under project Red Dog. So after that they did some configurations in the background. Officially again they are launched at 2010. This is official year of the Azure. Okay. So same like AWS, Azure also offers infrastructure as a services, platform as a services, software as a service also. Clear? There is no much difference. So developed by Microsoft. So initial release is 2008. This is initial release, but later they faced some challenges. Again, they did some changes and released as a 2010. Yeah. Okay. And same like AWS guys, in Azure also we have a global and a region agent also, availability zone also. So we have a three layers, major layers, global layer, so region layer, availability zone layer. So region layer, and this is availability zone. Availability zone level layer. Okay. Okay. There is no much difference. Already you know what is region. No need to explain again here. What is region? What is AZ? I no need to start. Already we know already. Okay. Okay. So our focus is from region always, like AWS also. We no need to do anything in the global level. Everything mostly do in the region level also. In Azure also same concept. We have a region and availability zone. Okay. So same kind of process in AWS. If I take AWS region, a global, a region, and agents. Agent. Okay. Same concept in Azure also. Now in Azure also. So guys, in AWS, region level service is what in the networking level? VPC. Clear na? VPC is the networking level service. Here same service, but name is VNet. So VPC, VNet, both are same. No difference, name only different. Virtual network. Clear na? And coming to the AZ level. AZ level services are what? Subnet. Networking point of view I'm talking here. Subnet. Here also name subnet only. There is no difference. In Azure, subnet name is subnet. In AWS also subnet name is subnet. You know what is subnet, right? No need to explain that. Network inside the subnetwork to enable a required some permissions, a required, the traffic allow public or private, we can divide by using subnets. Thanks. Okay. Now again, so guys, in AWS, and next VPC, subnet, and then next layer is what? Server layer, right? So AWS EC2 is a server level layer. Okay. And in Azure VM, the name is VM. So virtual mission. That's it. Okay. Clear na guys? Same concept. Here also we can create a server. Here also we can create a server. No difference. The UI will change. Some the background configurations, different configurations, different naming conventions. Only the difference. What is server if you know? Here also same server. What is VPC if you know? Here also same VNet. What is subnet if you know? Here also Azure subnet. Clear na? Okay. And coming to the regions, guys. Azure, we have Azure more regions compared to AWS. Azure regions count more compared to AWS. So 70 regions globally. So Azure having a 70 regions globally, but they're not focusing more on availability zones, like guys. Okay. In India, we have three regions. Azure also we have three regions: Central India. Yeah, three main cloud regions: Central India, Pune; South India, Chennai; West India is Mumbai. But you can see here, providing local data residency and low latency with Central India, and West India supporting multiple availability zones for high availability. Okay. So let's take these three regions first. In AWS, we have only two regions in India: Hyderabad and Mumbai. But in Azure, three regions: Pune, Mumbai, Chennai. Okay. And free tier also, guys, 1 month only in Azure, not 3 months. Azure free tier is 1 month. They will give a credits, 200 credit, $200. Same. So mostly will get 1 month only, guys. Most of the services. Azure database is there, they can give 1 year. Again, some credits applies there also. You can use plural site. Azure supporting here. 90% support except IAM. IAM is not supporting in Azure. That we can take any personal account, we can discuss. AWS also 200 credits, right? $200 credits, but 3 months here, 1 month only. Okay. Azure practice environment. Okay. So we will discuss in the coming classes high availability, fault redundancy, and all in Azure, how it works. In AWS, we have a Route 53 global level. So where we can integrate failure routings. If global level, if you need a high availability across regions, we can integrate the across regions, two regions load balancers with Route 53 with health checks. Even one region fails, Route 53 redirecting request into second region. Same kind of concepts here also there. And Azure supporting global level load balancer also. In AWS, we have a load balancer region level, right? But in Azure supporting global level also. And even we can integrate it with Route 53. In Azure, Route 53 name is Azure DNS. I'll discuss in the coming classes. Okay. So going to the medium logs. Azure account creation process is easy. So you can go. Yeah. Okay. GCP I have updated. Okay. Azure. Okay. No issues. I will show you here. Okay. No problem. So Azure free tier account creation process is similar like AWS, guys. You can open incognito. Azure sign up. Okay. So here you can start free account. So give your email ID, existing Google account email ID also you can give, or you can give a separate email ID for Google Azure Cloud. Maybe this account already configured this email ID. That's what it is redirecting. So you can use Azure sign up. Hmm? Give email ID. Something you can give like this. Just wait here. New email ID is there. I can give that. Okay. So this is also already sync up. Okay. 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 Skip for now. Alternate email ID. Just this is asking pass key. You can use that. Login time. Okay. So here you have to choose personal use and give the phone number. Okay. So you can go ahead from here. Just give the phone number and company name. Company name is optional if you take a personal usage. And next it will ask a information, credit card or debit card. You can give and you can proceed. Same process. That's it. Two steps only pending. One of three, right? Next is Yes, payment, and we'll get some OTP. Done. That's it. Okay. So don't check any automatic debit options. If you see any automatic debit options, please you can ignore it. Don't select anything. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to delete a sandbox. So let's create a sandbox for Azure now. And Azure hierarchy also completely different, guys. I will show you that one also. Just simply click on it and you can give passkey password directly. Why this is taking automatically sign out? Let's try one more time. Otherwise, I can use incognito. Yeah, not this one. Which one this is? 388 Okay. Give here this one and give the passkey. Password. So you can log in with your email ID and password, personal accounts. So this is the dashboard of Azure Cloud. Okay. Okay. And main hierarchy, guys, important thing is here. Coming to the hierarchy. So, so Azure hierarchy, you can, in AWS, we have multiple accounts, right? In Azure, is not like that. We have a tenant first, tenant ID. Then subscriptions. Then resource group. Then resources. This is main hierarchy for in Azure. So what is resource group? What is subscription? We can focus. What is tenant ID also? For example, Apple give project to Wipro. Okay. Here Apple ID is tenant ID. Tenant is Apple here. Clear now? And the subscriptions are there now. Number of accounts. Dev subscription. Subscription under dev, test, and prod. So you can understand here. Dev subscription, test subscription, prod subscription. Clear na? And again, resource group. For example, dev subscription inside, you want to isolate few resources. Dev subscription payment, dev account sales, dev account orders, for example. So sales, orders, all you can keep into the same dev account inside only. But by giving a resource group, you can easily manage those resources. So what you can do, resource group inside, you can create again payment payment resource group. Again, you can create sales resource group. But now payments, sales, all are in dev subscription inside only. Dev subscription inside, you can create a resource group. This is the a process. So tenate inside subscription, subscription inside multiple subscriptions. Again, each subscription inside multiple resource groups inside resources. This is hierarchy of Azure, guys. Clear na? Again, but here test. Again here prod. What about AWS? We don't have any subscription concept, guys. Directly accounts only, right? Here it account which is equal to subscription in Azure. That's it. So number of subscriptions, dev, test, prod, subscription inside resource groups inside resources. If you want to create VNet, first which subscription inside, which tenant inside you have to choose. Again, after selecting which subscription, what you need to choose, which resource group inside. Clear now? So you can create here example 2. So you can choose here even dev subscription, different resource group also. Understand? So let's understand resource group A, resource group B. How many resource groups are there for dev subscription? 2. If I want to delete all resource groups inside resources, just delete a resource group. So we will get a more control here. For all services, security level, managing level, simply we can take resource groups. But in AWS, we don't have a resource group concept. AWS, we can address the services based on the tags. Which instance, which S3 bucket, which database. By using tags only, right? Name only we can address. But here powerful concept is resource groups. Which resource group inside resource we can easily address. Clear now? Okay. So you can understand the coming classes. Maybe this sounds maybe little confusing, but nothing to worry. Once we discuss practical time, you will get slowly the clarity on these areas. Okay. So plural said also to work, to practice in Azure cloud, definitely they should give subscription, right? They should give tenant ID and resource group. If they not give, I can create. If they already given, I can use. Clear now? Okay. Let's go to, okay. And here you can see cloud user P is a tenant now. Okay. Plural set is a tenant now. Your and personal account once you create now, automatically if you go to subscriptions, you can see one subscription in your end like this. My subscription given by plural site. This is the subscription. So you can understand this is account. Clear now? Okay. So subscription name is this one. Now click on it. Okay, we don't have permissions to dig more in this area. Okay. Let's go to tenant. Tenant ID. Tenant. Why they are giving tenant ID access to us? But definitely you can see if you give tenant ID on your end. Anyway, this they have given only the subscription here. Okay, let's check organizations. Okay, so they have given directly subscription access to us. Okay. So now we are here. Clear now? So this account subscription inside. Now, if you want to create anything, what I need to do first? Create a resource group. Mandatory these and all, not optional. Go to resource groups. Click on the resource group. So already resource group exists. So plural set given subscription resource group. Directly you can create a resources. Okay, let's create a resource group here. I'm just giving my name here. Okay, still I can go next. Review and create. So you can see here, I don't have permission to create a resource group in Azure. Clear now? So I can use only existing resource group, but personal account, you can create a resource group. Okay. So don't create a multiple resource group unless you may confuse. Okay. So till here clear now? Okay. So first, I would like to create VNet. So like AWS VPC, how you are creating. So we can create a VNet. Just give VNet. Virtual networks. This concept is AWS VPC. Create a VNet. Click on it. So we have to give the basic information of the VNet here. So while creating a VNet, first I need to choose which subscription inside I should create this. Next, which resource group. Mind only two only there. I can directly fetch those details. You're in multiple subscriptions, multiple resource groups are there. You need to select correct one where the VNet has to be created. Clear now? And give the VNet name. Once you give the name, we cannot rename here. AWS is possible, Azure is not possible. Tightly integrated the names here. So region, in India, we have a West US 2, Central, East, Pune, Chennai, Mumbai. You can take Central. Okay, take. Next. Okay, name I have given, region I have selected, and resource group subscriptions are common every time. Next, what we need here? Okay, leave it for this areas first. And IP address, CIDR, right? In AWS VPC, we have to give CIDR, right? Here also we can give CIDR. But the difference is here, AWS VPC support up to 16 netmask range only. But in Azure support till 8. If you take 8, you will get these many addresses. 16 lakhs. But 16, if you take 16, 63,000, 65,000. But Azure is supporting large networking addresses. So I think 5 not support. Yeah, it is not taking 5. 6 also not taking. 7 taking. So like this, we can no need to calculate CIDR manually, here automatically giving Azure. So you can take as usual 16. You can change this series also 10, 192, 172. These 3 are for private series, right? You can take any series. Yeah, whenever you can create a VNet, one default subnet is creating. This is public or private. It's not like that. In AWS, we have a separately public subnet concept, private subnet concept, where we have a route table from the internet gateway, edit routes and subnet associations. But here concept is not like that, guys. Simple. You can delete this. I'm only creating VNet first. Later I can create a subnet. Next, if you want to give a tags, you can give review and create. So in Azure, first it will be validate. If everything is okay, then validation pass, then you can click and create. But AWS, there is no validation. Directly create only. If something is wrong, it may give an error, but few resources are already created at the time. But Azure, it will not create any resource if you do any mistake here. First validation should pass, then create. Now create. So compared to AWS, definitely Azure process is little slow, guys. While creating resources, it will take time. Okay. So one VNet created here. You can check here. This is my VNet. Okay. Okay. So VNet inside, what we can create? Subnets. But the submit option is enabled inside the settings. Don't confuse here. Okay. So if I want to create a subnet, so present inside this VNet 0 subnets. So if you want to create a subnet, click on it, plus click on it. Subnet purpose is default. I will tell you what it is. Name I'm giving a subnet 1. Okay. And next IPv4 address range, automatically it is giving some suggestions. Take 24 net mask value, what we have chosen already in AWS, right? 24, 1, 24, 2, 24. Like this, it is giving some recommendations. You can take anyone. If you okay 24, you can take. Otherwise, if you want to change, you can change also. Okay. And this is very important, guys. Okay. So this option actually, Azure is giving little confusing here. By default, always private should be there, right? By default, it should not allow any traffic. But Azure, if you create a subnet directly now, this subnet allow internet traffic also directly. If you launch any server in this subnet now, the server, see, automatically connect any service in internet by using internet. For example, AWS EC2 instance. If you launch, the server want to connect any outside packages, request should go to either internet gateway or NAT gateway. And NAT gateway to internet gateway and request go to out. But here, if you not check this one, for example, if you uncheck this, automatically default outbound access will enable for this subnet. So this subnet inside any server, if you launch, the server automatically communicate with outside of address if NSG is allowed. I mean, security group is allowed. But by default, security group we can control. It's a different story. But by default, it should not allow actually. If I want, I can enable option and I can get internet. But what they're doing here, by default allowing, this is not correct actually. That's what they're changing this option after March 31st, 2026. What it is, private subnet will be the default sections that we want actually, right? Explicitly, if someone want internet, then they can enable. But by default, it is a taking internet from internal to external. But after March 36, this option is completely reverse. Now, if I enable this subnet not allow any traffic, if you not check this one, so this is default outbound access already provide this subnet. You no need to do in background route tables and all. There is no routing concepts and all. Route tables and all integrated in Azure. IZ, route table, everything is integrated. You no need to do anything. Simple. Okay. If you want NAT gateway, click. If you NAT gateway already there, you can just click and give an NAT gateway also here. I'll explain the coming classes, not NAT gateway and all. So by default, this is creating which type of subnet? A subnet with default outbound access. If you check this, a subnet without default outbound access. Okay. I'm just uncheck this. Now with default bound outside access, right? So to enable outbound connectivity for the virtual machine to access the internet, it is necessary to explicitly grant outbound access. A NAT gateway is the recommended way to provide outbound connectivity. That's what we already discussed in AWS, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm not enabling this option. So by default, this subnet takes the outbound access, enable outbound connectivity from virtual machines. Okay. Adding subnet also. Same concept in VPC subnet creation process. Now this is public subnet or private subnet. We don't know. In this subnet instead, you can create a public server. In this subnet instead, you can create a private server also. Subnet level, they are not controlling any traffic, internet and all. Okay. Okay. Now subnet is clear. VNet is clear. Next is what? VM, virtual machine. Let's click on VM, virtual machine. VMSS means auto scaling group. We'll discuss later. I'm creating a VM. So again, any resource if you want to create, mandatory selection of resource group. But why subnet is not asking? Subnet is part of one VNet. VNet already part of one resource group. Clear now? Yeah. Now I'm creating a resource. I'm creating a VNet here by selecting a subnet and subscription and resource group. Okay. Okay. Your and multiple resource groups are there. You can choose correct one. Next is what? You can give first VM something name. Region is what? I think central, right? Where VNet created? US Central. I created a VNet into here only. Availability zones again. So here also minimum 3 availability zones are there, like AWS. In this central US Central, if you want to explicitly select a specific zone, self-selected zone option you can enable and select which zone you want. Or Azure selected means by default Azure will select any one of the AZ, same like AWS. Next, you can ignore all this. Yeah, coming to the size now. You know, in AWS also we have a instance types, T series, M series, C series. Here also we have a B series, D series. So you can see general purpose is B. So again, general purpose, high configurations, you can see max IOPS here. So a different types are there. You can just explore these different instance types in Azure. Okay. Again, I'm grading here. So first VM, central, zone. Yeah. So it is taking Ubuntu server. If you want to change any server, you can change here. So we have a Ubuntu, Red Hat, Oracle, Debian. Here Amazon Linux is not available. Amazon Linux is a layer for AWS. So you can take that. If you need a same kind of server, you can take a Debian or CentOS. I'm taking Ubuntu 24.04 LTS. So size it is taking this one, standard D series. Next. So this is same. In AWS, we have a key pair, right? Azure supports both key pair plus password also. AWS by default, this password option is disabled. So we have to enable, right? In Linux classes, we already discussed. If you create a user want to log in with a password, SSHD file we have open and the restrictions we removed, and after restart it, user able to log in with password also, which the password generated by root. So here also directly you can use password. So there is no restrictions per password in Ubuntu level. So either you can take a SSH public key concept is same. You can generate a key. One key will be downloaded into local. One key will be public for the server purpose. or you can take a password. Username I'm giving Azure user, password I'm giving something. Clear na? Okay. Next, public inbound ports. Okay, 22 is mandatory to connect a server. I'm giving SSH 22 as is. If you give no, you are unable to connect from external. Disks, hard disk and networking. This is important where this VNet has to be landed. So this is the subnet one. So now if you select this none, your VM create inside the VNet, inside the subnet without public IP. So this server is private now. I want to create a public server. Just select this one. You can see first VM IP is creating. Public IP will create, public IP attached to the server automatically. The background NIC card concept is there, we'll discuss. This is where only the difference public and private in Azure. If you want to create a private server, give none. If you want to create a public server, select this extension IP. Public IP automatically create and assign to the server inside the subnet. This IP not assigned to subnet one. Even same subnet you can use to create private server also in future. Clear na? Subnet level no public and private is server level only public private in Azure. Okay. Network security groups, my end is not exist. So I'm taking automatically security group will create now in AWS SG also. While creating a server, if you not select existing security group, automatically launch wizard security group will be created, right? Here also same. If I'm not mentioning, basic security group will create with 22 is enabled. Why 22 is enabled? I'm giving here 22. That's it, guys. These are the important management monitoring and all. We'll see later. Review and create. Click on. Don't forget to click and create. Huh? Validation pass. After that only you have to click and create. Okay. Deployment is in progress. Still creating. Created. Huh? Okay. Go to resource. Yeah. Now VM is created. VM name is first VM. If you click on connect option, now you can see this is the public IP attached to your VM. So can I connect from local? Command prompt. How to connect? SSH. Ubuntu is the username. No, username is what? Azure user I have given. Azure user @ public IP. So this is asking password only, right? So whatever password you have given, Yeah, I'm able to connect VM. So this is the process. Public VM, how to connect. Private VM already connect to one public VM. From there to connect a private VM. Same concept like a bash and host process. Till here clear, are any questions from anyone? Online team. Any questions from anyone? Hmm? Hmm. You can connect inside also, Azure inside also. RDP you can connect if it is a Windows server. This is Linux VM, right? What recap? This is already AWS we have discussed, right? You guys are new, huh? Then same concepts in AWS. Okay, let me show you. What you want? VM creation, huh? Okay, I'm going to create one more VM. I'm creating a private VM now. Again, okay, plus, okay, please focus, huh? Again, we have to select resource group and subscription. Virtual mission name, I'm giving VM1 private. Okay, tell me first, am I able to use internet or not? First reason is this is public server, and second reason is the subnet, whatever subnet you have created, right? Default outbound access is allowed for all servers. So your server is able to take the request from the external. Let me explain. So here I'm taking VNet. So this is my VNet, works region level. So if you create a subnet with the default outbound access, if you create a subnet with default outbound access, only outbound only, yes, not inbound. Okay. This option is by default option. We no need to check anywhere. Okay. This is by default. So now if you create any VM, this VM directly access internet because this subnet is having a default outbound access internet. Clear now what I'm trying to say? Okay, what I can do, I can create a, while creating this VM, I have enabled public access enabled, right? Public IP enabled, right? So this is public VM. So this time I can create a completely private VM, but same subnet. Private VM, but same subnet. Okay. So private VM with default outbound access, public VM with default outbound access. Clear now? What I need to do? Creating a VM1 private, central US, right? Any availability zone, we no need to focus. Again, Ubuntu server I'm taking here. Password, you can give same password also. Username also you can give anything, no problem. Again, I'm giving 22 access. Networking, same virtual network, same subnet I'm selecting. Okay, concept is same subnet. This time is what? None. Private VM, right? Private VM means what? Only none. So public IP not allocated and created also. Okay, next. Basic at 22. Review and create. Okay, create. Now tell me, is it possibility to access internet or not? This private VM. Okay. Okay. VM is creating now. We'll see. First of all, if you want to connect a VM should have a public IP if you want to connect from external. But this VM, there is no public IP. How to log in? Bastion. Using Bastion, I can log in with private VM. Already I have login public VM, right? All are in the same subnet, same VNet. Can I connect private VM? Yes. So yeah, creation done, right? Go to resources. Now you can see this server, there is no public IP, right or not? This server, there is no public IP, only private IP. Okay. Okay. So here also first three private IPs. It will take first four private IPs. It will take for internal routing purpose. Now how to connect? Copy this server inside. Same command, right? SSH, whatever command I have given. SSH. No need to upload any key. Password type, right? Azure user. Which IP? Private IP. Okay. SSH Azure user 10.0.0.5. I'm trying to SSH from public VM to private VM. See, first time it will ask yes or no. Give the password for private VM. So you are inside of private VM. This is called bash and host process. Already you know, right? I no need to explain what is bash and host again. VM1 private. Clear not till here? Now try to connect. Okay. Yeah. So we're unable to connect google.com. Okay. So guys, let's go to now VM server one. So not here. Go to here. Home. So virtual missions. This VM, private VM, you can open this. So let's go to networking area. I'll explain tomorrow what is secret groups and all here. No need to worry. NSG concept is there, very easy concept here. Network secret group. Whenever one VM will be launched, along with the VM, one secret group will be created for 20 to enable. This VM1 22 is a one rule only enabled, right? Next rules are what? Three rules are enabled. First rule is what? Any to any, virtual network to virtual network for VPC, VNet peerings. Next is what? Azure load balancer to any. Next, if you use Azure load balancer, it's a front end, right? Proxy, it can take traffic from any traffic. Next, any to any is what? Denied. This is what? Inbound. Go to outbound. Same. Virtual network to virtual network is hello. Any to internet is hello. Any to any is denied. Clear na? So this NSG created along with the VM. Or you can create one NSG first. That NSG you can attach to VM while creation time. There is advanced option, right? Basic instead of basic, you can attach. That works. Clear na? Yeah. So wget, let me download actually. Tomcat downloads. Okay, so I'm taking here this one, wget, copy link address, wget, otherwise sudo su hyphen. Okay, root level. So wget, download or not, leave it for the google.com. I'll explain later. But my private VM without NAT gateway, downloading packages are not. Why? Go to here. See here, outbound access, any to any internet is allowed. Clear now? Plus subnet inside is na subnet inside also allowing outbound traffic anywhere. Clear now? Subnet level no restrictions. If subnet level restriction is there, this may deny. But network level no restrictions, subnet level no restrictions, request is going to be redirecting into any internet. Okay, what we can do? Let's edit these rules. Outbound rule. So yeah, this is outbound rule. Okay, so outbound rules, these three are by default. We cannot modify anything, right or not? So what we can do, leave it for the outbound, guys. I'll explain. Not if I explain NSG, you may confuse completely. Leave it for NSG. So what I'm trying to say here, NSG number is what here? 65001. They have given internet for hello, right? Below number, if I give hello, Denny, sorry, below number, if I give Denny, what will happen? Denny will be the higher priority, right? 65001 is the priority for what? Hello, internet. If I create a one more rule, 100 or 200 for Denny of the internet, what happens? Internet will be blocked, right or not? Why? Priority also there. Same NASCL concept is there, na? NACL plus SG, which is equal to NSG in Azure. Okay. So NSG both level works, subnet level, server level also. So leave it for the NSG. So time being, you just practice today till bash and host process, VM creation, VNet, subnet, and dashboard understanding. That's it for today. Clear now? Any questions from anyone? Yeah, this server is 100% private server only. This server is private server, but using internet gateway as a default outbound access. Without NAT gateway, how VM is taking internet? Definitely using subnet default outbound access only, right or not? Subnet default outbound access using, that is not recommended. We can use either NAT gateway, right or not? We can use the NAT gateway. But without NAT gateway, my private server is taking internet from external. Because of what? Subnet. Okay, quickly create a one more subnet. Private server 3. Okay. Okay, I'm getting a secret group. Huh? Sorry. Go to VNet. In this VNet inside, I'm creating a one more subnet. This time default, I'm giving subnet to without outbound access. Okay. So this is automatically taking a series. You don't need to worry about it. Now here you can see. Now this is without default outbound access. Without default outbound access, if this subnet inside VM required internet means definitely I should create a NAT gateway. Clear now the concept is. Okay, let's create a subnet. Quickly create a VM. VM3. Without outbound access, subnet. Inside I'm creating central. Better take password. So we don't need to worry about upload the key, download the key and all, right? Clear now guys? So 20 time I'm giving disks, networking. So I need to select. Which subnet without outbound, okay? So public IP I don't want to give none. This is also private now. Ready to review on. Now this server having any default outbound access? So this server creating into different subnet. The subnet don't have any default outbound access. Let me exit from here. Okay. This is a public VM. Here I'm connecting private VM. So VM created without public IP. 10.01.4 is the private IP. So SSH Azure user ten dot 0.1.4. Okay, I'm instead of VM3. So again, you can wget correct. Copy link address. Why I'm unable to? Control C. Okay. Oh, okay. So let's wget. I'm unable to download, right or not? So this VM running inside the the subnet, there is no outbound default access. But this VM having a NSG, right? Security group, right? Let's go to check security group concept also. Same on the VM name NSG also create. See, on the VM name NSG also create. Same default, you can see same default outbound, same default inbounds, right? See, NSG security group just a allow a disable, allow or a deny only it works, right? It will not give any path. Understand what I'm trying to say? Here also NSG path is there, but internet is not there for VM, right? See, one more subnet created. This subnet inside one more VM created. Clear na? But this subnet only having default outbound access. So what you can understand, maybe the background internet gateway is there. So here to here route table also there. But this is completely integrated by Azure, right? It's not in our hand to see like AWS. So this is maybe done. Route table to subnet. So you can understand this is public subnet now. So NSG attached. Okay, I can understand. NSG allowed, but path should be there, right? Here also NSG allowing, but path is not there. Clear the difference? Yeah. Even path is there, NSG not allow also, server unable to access. Here NSG level green signal or subnet level also green signal. So that's what request is redirecting. Now NSG level green signal, but subnet level no green signal. Subnet is blocking. So that's what your request is, stay here only. If subnet allow also, it will go. Now in this case, I want to use internet. What I can do? Create NAT gateway for this subnet. This so request will go to NAT gateway to public to internet. Clear the difference? So if you not check here while creating a subnet, so while creating a subnet, this is very important point. So we have to understand here. While creating a subnet, if you not check this option, this is take internet internal to external, not external to internal. Default outbound access is there. If any subnet without check this option, if you create. So the server able to take internet by using internet gateway, not NAT gateway. So if you don't want to take any internet, your server from internal to external, check this subnet. So this subnet not allow internet by default unless you configure NAT gateway. See, private subnets enhances security by not providing default outbound access. Now private subnet means what? If you check this, this is private subnet Azure point of view. So private subnet, if you create, that will be given enhancing a security. So to enable outbound connectivity for virtual machine to access internet, it is necessary to explicitly grant outbound access. So outbound access already there, right? A NAT gateway is the recommended way to provide outbound connectivity for virtual machines in the subnet. Clear na? So recommended action is what? Create a subnet by enabling this option, and server, create a server with disable public IP, and after that create a NAT gateway and configure with the private subnet. This is what we need to do in Azure. Clear na? Online team, any questions? This is very important, okay? But this option they are changing after March 31st. So you no need to check this. By default, creating subnet is private subnet. It will not allow any internet access from server to external. Yeah. Okay, guys. So practice day one. So if you are facing any issues, you can use the Telegram chat. We can discuss. If you are having any questions, you can ask in the Teams Telegram group chat so we can discuss. Thank you, guys. Bye.